Well, briefly, I can say that I started out in college, sort of like you guys are right now. Played college football for 3 years, and I went to a junior college and then I transferred to a Division II college in Kansas, Pittsburgh State University. And I started using alcohol, drinking a lot, staying out, partying, you know, and I found out that I was unable to drink, stay out late, and go to school. You know, I couldn't juggle both of those at the same time. So what I did was I took the easier route out and I dropped out of college. By 1992, I was using between $600–700 worth of cocaine a day. You know, became a drug addict at a young age. 24 years old, I had a son. My son was born, and I thought that was going to be the change in my life. And it lasted for about 6 months, 7 months maybe, and I was right back off into my addiction. By August of 1996, I had committed several first-degree armed robberies, and I believed at that time that my reasons was to feed my drug habits, but I've learned since then that was not the case. It was because of my selfishness, and that's what landed me inside of prison. You know, I'm sitting here with a 25-year sentence. I have a 20-year sentence, which I'm gonna have to do, required to do 85% of that sentence, and then I have an additional 5-year sentence, which I've caught another charge in prison since I've been incarcerated. So I'm serving a total of 25 years, and I've been here for 10 years. Well, restorative justice in the Missouri Department of Correction is an outlet for victims in Missouri to have a voice. It's also an opportunity, gives an opportunity to the offenders to repair some of the damages that we have caused. In my opinion, and what I've learned, restorative justice is not just about inmates. You know, it involves the community, it involves the justice system, it involves the victims and the offenders. So it's made up of 4 key stakeholders. And what restorative justice does is it's a way for reparation. You know, it's a way for offenders, guys who have committed crimes such as myself. There's a way for us to give back. And it's like a double-edged sword, because it's also a way for victims to enter the institution and can come in here and tell their stories, you know, about the impact that our crimes have had on society.
It works. I've seen the program work in the inmates that I've come in contact with. I'm the chapter leader of an organization called Parents of Murdered Children. I handle state of Missouri and Metro East Illinois. I send out newsletters to 285 people who have had someone they loved murdered. I was asked by the Department of Probation and Parole if I knew anyone who would be interested in coming into the prison and speaking to the inmates. And right away I said, no. But I asked some of the people in my group and they all said, yeah, we want to come. So we started 6 years ago. We started a prison in Potosi, Missouri, to come in and talk to the inmates. We came in an evening, we only talked for 2 hours. When we left, we said, we have to go back. There's too many questions. Also, we met with 2 lifers and 2 men on death row. How are they ever going to pass this along if they're never going to leave here? But we've changed our minds since then. We've learned a lot, and they've learned a lot. That's my goal, finally, that they will all take this with them. And hopefully someday, I'm sure I won't be here by then, but someday we can save one family from having to go through what I've gone through and many of the other people. Well, it's very difficult. I want to thank the superintendent here. He believes in this program. He has gone above and beyond the call of duty of allowing this program to stay on. I thank every inmate whenever I come to visit, thank them for taking this class, for learning what it's like to be a real victim. I've had men stand up in the class and say, you have done all this for us, what can we do for you? What you can do for me is pass this program along. If you never get out of here, then you pass it to the guy in the cell next to you, to the guy out on the yard. if you're going to get out, then you take it out there on the street with you, okay? The public, someday I would like it, there would not be a murder, but I know that's not true. And for victims, I think they have to stand up and say, I'm a victim. You owe me something. That's what I'd like to see.